Hello everyone, my name is CantDoGames and welcome back to the weird news. Don't know why I was going weird news. Today we've got a very muddy situation when it comes to fashion, leaving people very completely baffled after holding a fashion show in a giant mud pit. What does that do? What? And also, a policeman that looks just like Seth Rogen. And also, one of the reasons why I'm terrified of elevators. Terrifying moment, man almost has his head chopped off by a falling lift. Told you that things are evil. Did say. Things heavy like that are not meant to be held up by just a wire. Yeah, that's all to come today in today's weird news. I hope you stick around, I hope you enjoy. Let's get into this. Alright, first bit of today's weird news. Terrifying moment. Man almost has his head chopped off by falling lift. Most of my friends know this. Most of them do anyways. Others just think it's bullshit. I'm actually terrified of lifts. I hate being in them. And then ever since I watched the devil lift or something, or the devil's elevator. It's like when everyone's in inside an elevator and they start going crazy and all that. I fucking hated that movie. It brought up so many anxieties. So yeah, it's because I got trapped in a lift once when I was little, and ever since then I've just been terrified of them. And then the sight of them falling and breaking and all that shit. Oh. But yeah, one very lucky man had a narrow escape from a risky death after he almost had his head chopped off by a lift. How you say it that casually, I will never know. Right. Oh my god, look at that lift. It's made out of wood. Oh. Oh my god, did you see that? Wait, before... Jesus Christ. Look at that, it's made out of wood. It's not a real lift. What the fuck? Is it held on by a bit of rope as well? Jesus Christ, but yeah, look at that. Oh god. Fuck. That isn't even a lift. That looks like it's made out of a box, like a wooden box, you know, and it's probably done by like a bit of rope. Not actual metal wire. I bet they're the type of lifts I fucking hate. I've never even seen one like that before. Jesus. Like, there's a glass one in my town where I live. There's a glass elevator. There's a glass lift. And being in that used to terrify me. And it used to break down so much. So when people say, oh, we're going to use the lift here and say go upstairs, I'm like, fuck you. I'm going up the stairs, mate. I would not go in that lift. And it was mostly for people like with wheelchairs and all that. But fuck me. No. That is... No, I wouldn't want to live there if I had a lift like that. CCTV footage shows the moment the Russian man... Okay, makes sense now. From the city of Krasnodar almost lost his head while trying to get into a lift. That just kept going. It did. It just... Alright, one done. Yep, next, go. Security cameras inside the lift spotted the moment it stopped on the floor to let one man out and another in. Only he had barely any time at all to actually get in before it continued moving. The man managed to get about halfway in before looking up from his phone and realizing he was about to be crushed to death as the doors were still open, but the lift was already on its way up. Yeah, I did notice that. Aren't lifts supposed to, the doors are supposed to shut first, then it moves? Isn't it? I swear it's supposed to be like that. It's not supposed to move while shutting. Unless it's really delayed, yeah. But, see, I don't really know much because I don't go on the fuckers. So if there's any access by lift, I'll fucking climb the wall. I will climb that wall instead of going in that death trap. With most of his body inside the lift, he was faced with a split-second decision to either commit himself to try and get into the lift or get away from the snapping mechanic's jaws of doom. You run away. He picked the latter option and elected to get back, pulling his body out of the rapidly rising lift and managing to duck his head out of the way of danger just in the nick of time. In many lifts, there's a special safety feature that stops it from moving if the doors are still open for as much and prevents the doors from closing if there's something in the way, like a person. Not this one. Apparently, as the floor doors didn't shut properly until the lift was almost away, and the lift's doors were still open as it went between floors. Yeah, that's really bad design. And it's terrifying. That is freaking terrifying. Lifts can be very dangerous places, yeah, when things start to go wrong, with one man from Portsmouth who ended up getting trapped inside one overnight for 7 hours, thinking he was going to die. Gee. They do make movies on it, don't they? There's loads of movies with, like, you get stuck in a lift for a while and they come out insane. All he could do was sit and wait for help while worrying that the cable might snap or he could run out of air. Well, no, lifts aren't air sealed. They aren't air sealed type. So you're fine for air unless you're somewhere where it's very enclosed, like underground area maybe. But most of them have air and that stuff like that. They still have that. It's more of but in the cable snapping, well, it has to take how much weight of it every day. So I know the cable won't snap. It won't because it's made to last so long. And there's also, I think, a safety feature where it has an extra cable as well. I believe so in some lifts, especially like with ones with big towers and all that. When it comes down to it, a lift is essentially a big box in a hole, suspended by a few bits of cable. The cables are very strong, of course, but if something goes wrong, that's not much of a comfort. Just hanging by a rope, just like you would when you're getting hanged. While some scary episodes are down to a faulty lift, we don't help ourselves at times either. As one woman who accidentally dropped her car down a lift shaft can attest. How did you put your car down a lift? She mistaken the lift for a free parking spot and drove in, her car falling 10 meters and landing upside down. Incredibly, she made it out alright, and it's probably safe to say she won't be making that mistake again. Fuck, yeah. How small is your car? Well, how small is your car for it to go into a lift? Or were you in, like a tiny mini? Alright. Well, that's increased my fears tenfold now when it comes to getting on a lift. Fuck. Especially if ones look like they're made out of cardboard. Blah. I can't be the only one who's terrified of lifts. If you are, let me know in the comments because I don't want to feel alone about that. Alright. And some other weird news, something to do with fashion this time. Balenciaga leaves people completely baffled after holding fashion show in a giant mud puddle. Well, mud pit. Yeah. The fashion industry is very, how do I put this? Fucking bonkers. Basically. They are mad. Like, they think this is art. No, it's like you're trying to, isn't like the idea of a fashion show to look good? I know to show off the products. I actually don't know what is a fashion show meant to be? What does it do? Because all you really do in it is this. What does that do? What? I don't get it. I don't understand that. Like, what is the point? It's like people say you have to work really hard to walk on the catwalk. What you have to do? Just look all smug. What you do is put some fucking clothes on them. And there's even some fashion shows that I've heard where they just spray the clothes on. What? The future's now, much. Balenciaga turned Paris Fashion Week into a mud bath. Wow. Leaving viewers completely baffled, which Kanye West walked on the mucky runway here. Kanye West? Oh yeah. Like, it's very dark that is, but what is he wearing? Look how thick that coat is. It's like could protect you from a gunshot. That's probably why he's doing it. No, shut up. But why would you do this? Why in a mud pit? What? This is so weird. Look at that thing. It says security on it. Wait, what? It said security on it. Did I see that? Yeah, I did, yeah. So it's a security jacket. Look how thick that is. Can you even move in it? It's like, probably could protect you from a knife and gunshot, probably. Fucking hell, it's that padded. But yeah, that is very random. When you think of Paris Fashion Week, you think of elegance, beauty, and sophistical, but Balenciaga turned it into a shit tip. With models trampling along through the muck like unimpressed dog walkers. Or if you kind of west a fucking building, because of how big he looked in that thing. The fashion house is known for its eccentric concepts, but a lot of viewers couldn't help get their heads around the mud-filled exhibit. On TikTok, one viewer wrote, "Fashion is just a piss take at this point." Another said, "I do not understand fashion," while on Twitter, another added, "Balenciaga is a social experiment that has gone on for way too long." I didn't even know about it, see, I don't really know much about fashion. I wear whatever I think looks nice and what's comfortable, really. I don't care if it's in fashion or whatever. I'll wear what I want. But are these people just not getting it? I don't understand what there is to get either. Fashion commentator Osmana Chadi reckons that mud was actually the best bit. What, you're saying mud's better than the actual models who do the catwalk? You're saying mud's better than Kanye West? This is what it sounds like to me. Alright, so the page was removed, so I can't see that anymore. He wrote, "My favourite part about today's Balenciaga show is the mud. The mud all over the clothings, the platforms and dresses as models walk through the dirty pit. Perhaps luxury isn't a precious as we like to think after all. Just like everything around us, it's just a subject to trauma." How do you get trauma from this? I don't understand fashion, people, at all. I really don't. They've got a weird screw loose, I think, when it comes to fashion. They're trying to think of new things and it's just mad. Some of the fashion shows I've seen, like little videos and that and funny moments, just what? You know what I mean? I'll let you be the judge of whatever the show was profound or just a load of bollocks. In the amongst of all the mud, Kanye made his debut as a catwalk model. The musician opened the show trudging through the shit in a massive padded coat with his cap worn low as his hood up. The 45-year-old was also beard and dressed in a black from top to toe. He looked like a reject rapper who went to become a security guard. This iconic look was no accident, with the company's creative director Demi accompanying the show that individualism in fashion is a downgrade to pseudo's trends dictated by a post in the stories of some celebrity of the moment. Fashion in its best case scenario should not need a story to be sold to someone. Let everyone be anyone. Okay, so very philosophical. As for what it all means, Demi won't be offering up any explanation. Ultimately, you either like it or you don't. Can I just say it's just insane? Can I just say that? Can I have my opinion and say all you fashion artists are fucking mad? I've decided to no longer explain my collections and verbalize my design, but to express a state of mind, he said. Fashion is a visual art and all we need is for it to be seen through someone's eyes. Fashion in its best case scenario should not need to be a story to be sold to someone. You either like it or not. The set of the story is a metaphor for digging for truth and being down to earth. No, not being down to earth, being fucking mentally insane and making people wear weird shit, and all they have to do, and they get paid millions just to walk down a fucking aisle. And now it looks like it's just a dirt pile, and it's like saying to the poor people, "Fuck you, I can walk down mud and still get paid millions." Went a bit too far there, but hey, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I really don't understand fashion at all, as you can see, but they're all insane, I think. They're just like, I can probably do the most weirdest shit, make people wear the weirdest crap, and I can still get paid millions and be called an artist. Yeah, that's basically what I think goes through their head. But yeah. Everyone knows Seth Rogen, don't we? We all know him. the funny actor who's played in loads of films. Well, did you know, Policeman looks more like Seth Rogen than Seth Rogen does. The guy literally looks like Rogen when he was younger, like really young, and it's brilliant. It's like, we found your missing twin, Rogen. We found him at last. People have been left in stitches over a TikTok video of a police officer who looks even more like Seth Rogen than the actor does himself, prepared to do a double take. Yeah.
Officer Rogen!
He smiles because he bloody knows that he gets called that all the time by his mates.
No. Stop knife crime. Officer Rogen!
He knows, yeah, you can see by his face right there. He's like, fuck's sake. That's like the 10th time I've been called that today, I bet. That's brilliant. It's not often you stroll through the centre of Manchester and suddenly find yourself in a scene straight out of Superbad. However, for one TikToker on the 24th of September, they indeed found themselves in such a scenario. TikToker Ruthie Kerr came face to face with someone who looks so much like 40-year-old actor Seth Rogen that, according to one viewer, the policeman looks even more like Rogen than the actor himself. Yes, because everyone remembers Rogen when he was younger, you know, Superbad and all that. So when he was younger, now that he's older, he doesn't. He still looks like him, yeah, but you know what I mean, like. He has, like, when people think like Rogen or like them actors, you think of their young selves because of all the video movies they were in. That's all it is. I just remember his voice, and that he plays as a stoner in This Is the End. I think it is the movie This Is the End, when it's like the whole world ends because of an apocalypse, and like all like famous actors like Emma Watson are all trapped in a building on basically. On the apocalypse and all that, and like some get sent to heaven, others get sent to hell. Justin Bieber gets crushed. It's fucking brilliant, that movie. I thought it was funny. It breaks the third wall completely. It's like seeing the actors and all that and famous people for real, and they're just complete and utter dicks to each other. It's a good movie, you should go watch it. The poor policeman, or perhaps Seth Rogen in disguise, getting ready for a secret movie shoot, was spotted at the Dean's Gates Castlefield tram stop in central Manchester. The video shows him being spotted by the TikToker, who eagerly begins to address him as Officer Rogen. The Rogen lookalike simply smirks at the camera and nods his head as he briefly poked at with a balloon sword, presumably to check if he was real or not, or to test if he would react in a really Rogen-like way. The post has since amassed over 2 million views, with the other TikTok users having flocked to the video in amusement over just how closely the police officer resembles the Neighbours star. One said he's just comes back from a night out with McLovin, so that's not Seth Rogen shooting a film as an officer. A third stated, "Seth Rogen, please confirm if this is you or not." Final user resolved. If you look like Seth, you are obligated to learn the laugh. Yeah. The real Rogen has yet to publicly comment on the potential sighting to confirm whether or not he had decided to pop over to Manchester to play a bit of dress up. Rogen is currently filming Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. However, the film is computer animated, so Rogen is unlikely to have jetted over to the Northern England for it. The actor is also involved as a producer in the filming of Miller's Girl. However, productions is reported as being underway in Georgia, US. So, alas, despite fans' suspicions about whether Rogen was truly in Manchester and posing as a undercover cop of sorts, the chances of the video showing the real deal are looking slim. Although perhaps this is just good news for the police officer in the video, who could very easily give up his day job and become a professional doppelganger of the actor. He really could. I just love that though, that instantly just, Officer Rogen. He's like, is that the fucking laugh he does? Oh. Alright guys, well I think that cheered up me after that incident with the lift, and also just how weird fashion is. But yeah, Seth Rogen, if you see this guy, hire him as your doppelganger. Anyways, thank you for watching everyone. I really hope you all enjoyed today's weird news. I'll see you tomorrow for a special bit of Grounded. And yeah, ciao.